Let's talk about ads. Not just any part of an ad, the part that makes you stop scrolling, the part that can make or break everything. The headline. You see them everywhere, but have you ever wondered why some headlines grab you instantly while others just fade into the background? Today, we're diving deep into the world of advertising headlines, why they matter, what makes them work, and how you can use these secrets for your own projects. So, why are headlines such a big deal? Imagine you're flipping through a newspaper, scrolling online, or even just walking past a billboard. What's the first thing you notice? It's not the tiny print, or even the fancy images most of the time. It's the headline. In fact, studies and industry experts say that headlines are responsible for 50 to 75% of an ad's effectiveness. That's right. More than half the battle is won or lost with just a few words at the top of your ad. Think about it. Your headline is competing against hundreds of news stories, dozens of feature articles, and a sea of other ads. If it doesn't grab attention in a split second, your ad might as well not exist. There's no second chance. People see that headline, and in that moment, they decide whether to stick around or move on. Let me share a classic example that really drives this home. There was an ad for an English course, and they tested two different headlines. The first one said, "Are you afraid of making mistakes in English?" The second one said, "Do you make these mistakes in English?" The ads were identical except for the headline. The second headline absolutely crushed the first in terms of response. Why? Because that one little word, these, sparked curiosity. It made readers wonder, wait, what mistakes? Am I making them? Suddenly they had to know more. But it's not just about curiosity. There's another layer here, self-interest. Headlines that speak directly to what people want are even more powerful. For example, a headline like "Another $50 raise" or "Retire at 55" is going to grab attention from people who want a raise or dream of early retirement. If you offer something people want, they'll make time to read more. If you just try to be clever or mysterious, you're taking a gamble. Now, here's a mistake a lot of writers make. They'll spend hours perfecting the main text of an ad, but only a few minutes on the headline. That's backwards. If your headline doesn't stop people, all that other work is wasted. It's like baking a beautiful cake and forgetting the icing no one even wants to taste. So, when should you write your headline? If you know your product inside out, you might start with the headline. But if you're still figuring things out, write a rough draft of your ad first. Somewhere in there, you'll usually find the idea that should become your headline. Then, spend as much time as you need to make it perfect. Let's break down the three main types of headlines that work. Self-interest headlines. These are all about what the reader gets. Simple as that. Another $50 raise. Retire at 55. They offer a clear benefit. News headlines. If you've got something new or exciting, say it right up front. New features of the Ford truck. Discovered. A new kind of hand cleaner. Curiosity headlines. These make people want to know more. Lost $35,000. Are you playing fair with your wife? But remember, curiosity headlines are a bit of a gamble. They don't always work as well as self-interest ones. Here's something to watch out for. Meaningless or clever headlines. You know the ones like "put up" or "shut up" or "no reason now." They sound cool, but they don't actually tell you anything. If your headline doesn't offer something or spark real curiosity, it's just taking up space. Let's look at a few more real-world examples. There was a headline that said, "Corn gone in 5 days or money back." Instantly, anyone with foot problems knows this is for them. It's clear, it's direct, and it offers a solution. Compare that to something like, "It's sure, it's permanent, it's all mine," which could be about anything. Without context, it just doesn't work. So, how do you know if your headline is any good? Here's a quick test. Read your headline to a few people without telling them what you're selling. If they're not interested, go back to the drawing board. Even advertising legends like David Ogilvy wrote over 100 headlines before picking the best one. And remember, your headline isn't working alone. A great image can help, but a strong headline can carry an ad even if the picture is weak. The best ads combine both, a headline that grabs you and an image that reinforces the message. Let's pause for a second and talk about how these ideas apply beyond just ads. Think about YouTube videos, blog posts, or even email subject lines. The headline or title is what gets people to click. If you're making content, whether it's for business or just for fun, mastering headlines is a skill that pays off everywhere. So, what makes a headline truly great? Here are a few quick tips. Be specific. Vague headlines don't work. Corn gone in 5 days is specific. Put up or shut up is not. Offer a benefit. Tell people what's in it for them. Use simple language. Don't get fancy or complicated. People are busy and distracted. Hit them with something clear and direct. Test, test, test. Don't settle for your first idea. Try different headlines and see what works. And here's a bonus tip. If you're not sure, look at what's working in your industry. What headlines are getting the most attention? What are your competitors doing? Learn from the best, but always put your own spin on it. Before we wrap up, let's recap. Headlines are the most important part of your ad. Don't treat them as an afterthought. Focus on self-interest, news, or curiosity, but prioritize what your audience wants. Avoid cleverness for its own sake. Be clear, be direct, and offer something valuable. Test your headlines, refine them, and never settle for good enough. So next time you see an ad, a video title, or even an email subject line, ask yourself, would this headline make me stop? If not, you know what to do. If you found this video helpful, hit like, subscribe, and drop your favorite headline in the comments. And if you want more tips on writing and marketing, stick around. We've got plenty more coming your way. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.